Oh, Brimstone main, kijk W.
Told ya! Instance, one of my very common arrows is just aim for the top right corner of this AC unit.
Revealing area.
It's gonna land in this window here, and you can wallbang everything behind this site here. It even sees some of pizza and still sees people who push catwalk. The only thing you have to make sure of is that you tell your teammates to smoke a bit further back, like up here, because if they smoke here and they stand here, it can actually block the vision of the arrow, and they can even just run inside the smoke to hide as well. So this gives you a lot of extra space. But then again, this is a really common spot to stand for an operator player, so you have to just make sure that you're communicating with your team, and you have to know if your enemy team is playing with an operator or not. Another arrow that is really good for the same strategy, but it sees a bit more of the typical operator spots up here, is to get into this corner here and just aim right above this line. And this is where you need to just practice with your own crosshair, but follow this line up here and do a full charge, one bounce.
Revealing area.
And this one lands neatly on the tip here, and it sees all the way in there and still sees everything on catwalk. If the enemy team is playing very defensively, you can do an arrow that lands further back and reveals entire pizza and market. You just want to aim right under this shadow here like this and do a full charge.
Revealing area.
It lands here and reveals inside as well. So there's a pretty easy arrow you can do here by going to the gelato stand like this, and then you just want to make sure that your crosshair is following this pointy thing until it aligns with this pointy thing. And just do one bar like that. And this should land on top of the box behind on sight there and reveal most of it. When attacking A, you have several options, and I think the smartest thing to do here is to try to see what your enemy teammates normally play, so you can alternate between your arrows to make sure that you still reveal them, because they don't know where to go because they're not expecting the correct arrow. So the god arrow for A is to get into this barrel next to it here, and then you're just gonna aim for this bottom right corner here like this and do a 2-bar.
Revealing area.
And this one's gonna hit right here on the tip. It even reveals some of heaven here, so you can spot operator players, and it still sees almost the entire site. It's really good.
You can do the similar thing from A to B. Just stand in this corner, and you want to place your crosshair above these window shutters, right like this, and you one bounce and full charge once again.
Scanning ahead.
And it lands perfectly right here, and it's a great arrow. It spots a bit of spawn, market, and also site, and it's very believable that you are in front of B site, and they will always rotate, and you get yourself really on A site, and you can get yourself a great position on top of this leaves, below this top of the tree right here.
Right here.
And you full charge and send there the arrow, and this arrow will spot anyone who is hiding here at the tree.
Want two more simple arrows? You have one where you just get into this corner and just put your right charge bar line in the middle of this flower pot like this and do a 1-bar.
Revealing area.
Lands there. And if you want to reveal the right side of sight, you get into this corner here and you just create a line from this antenna until where this edge goes down like this, and do a 1-bar.
Revealing area.
Shook dart you can do from the same spot. This one, you just want to place the space between your diamonds on the top of this spike, or like this. You just place it there, your diamonds, and you 2 charge once again.
Scanning ahead.
This lands on this roof, and this is what the arrow spots. Attacking, the best arrows are these. Firstly, you want to get in this corner, and now you want to see this, the biggest spike, and you want to aim at the top of this blue spike which is inside of it, and just at the tip of it, and you take out your recon and you 2 charge.
Scanning ahead.
This lands perfectly on the wall and covers the whole side, and this is what the dart spots.
So a nice and simple arrow found by Wender. This one goes to mid market and lands here and reveals some of B site or B main and also mid market. It's very nice to use if there's an early push. So you get into this corner, you just aim for this corner where there's like a black shadow on this brick. You do 1 bounce, 2 charge.
Revealing area.
There you go. If you have already planted the bomb and you're playing Hell, you have 2 options. You can do the same wallbang arrow up to heaven. It's reversible, like the one we did from the retake arrow.
Revealing area.
If you're playing the other corner, you can also use this spot here and do the same thing. Full charge, double
Revealing
bounce.
area.
Lands right on top of here. And you can wallbang through.
However, what I like to do is to shoot my arrow right here. You just full charge and shoot it there. And it once again reveals all the heaven, and it can get you more information since the arrow is here and it gets you, and it gets further and even in this cabin.
One simple one is here.
Revealing area.
That's just a straight up one. You can upgrade that one slightly by standing here. And you see this tree, you just put the left diamond like that. Just do 1 bar.
Revealing area.
That's gonna hit this one. Reveals a lot more. Really good one. Or
This first arrow is gonna reveal anyone waiting in front of a long. Just stand in the heaven, place your crosshair on top of this edge, on top of this wall, take your recon and you full charge and jump, and you release the arrow at the highest point.
Revealing area.
Another similar arrow which you can use is you want to place your crosshair on the corner of this wall and you simply full charge.
Scanning ahead.
This arrow will reveal anyone on long and in front of long as well. Even do your recon bolt like this, you just double bounce and full charge of this wall and it lands under the heaven, and then you can spray and wallbang enemies under here.
one option is to use the arrow that Sinatra showed me, where you can just hit this camera here by some practice. You just max charge it and jump and practice
Revealing area.
and try to hit it there. That way you can spot pretty much everything here, and also this wall can be wall banged. If you're the last one to rotate, you can just stand in this opening. Just make sure you're past this line and stand somewhere to the right in this opening. Just aim approximately for this tip here and do a 1 bar.
Revealing
that.
area.
This one will just fly down on back sight and help your team to wallbang. You can also help your team that plays on B, especially if they have a player that plays Odin or other heavy penetration weapons. You can just push yourself into this corner here and then find these 2 holes here. See those 2? And place your charge bar like this. So make sure that the right charge bar diamond is in the middle of this hole, and do a 2 bar charge.
Revealing area.
This one's gonna neatly land after about 6 seconds right here in this corner, and can assist your team here, and they can wallbang if they have heavy penetration weapons, and also reveal a lot here in B main. So what you do is you just get up to this wall here until you barely see a little gap here, and then you're taking your left charge bar and just put it right on the corner here like this, and then just do a full charge double bounce.
Revealing area.
It hits right up here. Starting with A defense, if you're on A short and want to reveal
Right here.
B short or mid link here, you can get in the middle of this one like that, and then you're gonna place your second charge bar basically right here on this little lump that sticks out and do a 1 bar.
Revealing area.
And this one's just gonna fly here. And you can practice this to land right on the corner like this, so it reveals both sides. And you can wallbang as long as this one is gone. If you want to reveal top mid to check for operator players, you can just get into this wall and walk out until you see this little black dot right here in the top. And then you're just gonna aim slightly under it like this and do a 1 bar.
Revealing area.
And this also helps your teammates that play in middle to reveal possible operator players up here.
This arrow, you just wanna peek fast and shoot the arrow between this window, like
Healing
this.
area.
This arrow will find anyone hiding in tiles and anyone who might be going mid. Or if you just want to get the info for sure, you just aim here and you one bounce and full charge.
Scanning ahead.
The arrow will land right here and find anyone who might be hiding on mid. All the way up to this top mid part.
If you hear them pushing A main, then you can get into this corner here and just place your left diamond right on the edge of this AC unit.
Revealing
Just
area.
tap it like that. And it's gonna reveal a lot here in A main. And this is also super nice because this is one of the best ultimate spots in the game because of how tight this area is. If I press my ult, you can see you're almost covering the...
Oh, Brimstone main. Kijk W.
Shot down. Trick shot.
Told ya! If you know that there's a guy that usually peeks cubby, especially if he has an operator or something, this is a really good shock dart that has given me a lot of kills in game. So what you want to do is just, you see this corner here of this letter, you're just gonna place the bottom green bar under your drone icon right on that tip and do a 2-bar. And then you're just gonna pull down and place your left drone wheel right on this corner afterwards. And do a 1-bar. So it's gonna look like this.
Shock dart. Shock dart.
This one is super deadly because it's really hard to see it coming. And it lands really tight right there in the space where he peaks. Super good. Okay, a nice double shock found by Foolhardy that hits market. It's a very typical operator
Right here.
spot to stand in this opening. First you place your right drone icon at this corner here. And then you place your left mouse button icon right here afterwards. So it's gonna look like this. First, full charge.
Shock dart.
Wait for it to start dipping. Then do a 2-bar.
Shock dart.
There you go. So, if you're gonna shoot for electrical box, you're gonna use this corner here and this spot here, just to the left of this corner. And once again, we're gonna use the bottom left HUD line, but this time we're gonna do a 1-bar plus a 0-bar. So, bottom left HUD line right there in the corner, 1-bar, and then right down there, just to the left of this corner, and do a 0-bar, like this.
Shock dart. Shock dart.
So this one's really tight, but it works every time. If you're gonna shoot here instead, stand in the same corner, but this time you place your left diamond right there on the tip, like this, and do a 1-bar, and then once again you're just gonna pull down until the diamond just touches this wall here, and do a tap, but remember to jump as well. So it's gonna look like this.
Shock dart. Shock dart.
There you go.
Gonna stand on the right side of this metal thing, like this. Then you wanna look up and you see the biggest spike which is peeking out. And you just aim at the point and the top of it, like this. And you just simply tap the shock dart. And this will land fast on the spike. Now let me show you a simple double shock dart. Just once again stand in this corner. Now you wanna look up and you wanna place this HUD line on this little dot, which is under where you wanna place it. Like right here. You will be placing it on this dot, like this. And you simply free charge.
Shock dart.
That's the first one. Then you go down and you just aim at the top of this smallest, shortest spike right here. And you simply tap it. All together, it will look like this.
Shock dart.
You wait a bit and you shoot now.
Shock dart.
And this lands perfectly on the spike.
Is to line up against this door frame and just place your charge bar here and tap it like that.
Revealing area.
That's gonna land here. So you get into this corner, you line up with this thing to stand like that, and then you see this one You take your charge bar and you place it in the lower corner like that, not the upper corner like I showed you before, the lower corner. Full charge double bounce.
Revealing area.
Should land right there. That's perfect.
Enemies plant. There are these two arrows which I like to do. First one is this simple one. You just dub 1 bounce and 2 charge. And it lands in this corner, and usually when you are planting you will go this way, so it can once again did a lot of damage to players. Or you can try to doing this double shock dart. It's a very simple one. You just take out your charge bar line. For the first one you place that bottom left corner of the charge bar like this, and you 2 charge. Then you go down and you place that bottom left corner into this red gap like this, and you just press it.
Shock dart.
So altogether it will look like this.
Shock dart.
And it lands behind this generator and can get a free kill for you.
A double shock dart that hits
Right
around here next to the orb on A main. You first just do a 2 bar into this corner, and then a 1 bar while putting your left diamond right on top of this corner. So it's gonna look like this. 2 bar,
Shock dart.
1 bar. And you know they're about to plant, you can get into this corner and do the double shock for E-box, which is the most standard plant in the current meta. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your second charge bar and put it right in the middle here, like that, the line, and do a 1 bar plus jumping. And then your second arrow, you're just gonna pull down so the same charge bar line is right in this corner. So it's gonna look like this. 1 bar jump
Shock dart.
and click.
Shock dart.
And this is gonna land right on E-box here. And it lands like this, so it hits both sides of this corner. So, and this is a very typical spot to plant on, and also just for people to hide on even after the bomb is planted. So you can always use those ones regardless.
I'm playing as a 3 and I hear them taking the orb right here. I just do this simple shock dart. I just aim in the middle of this square right here, and I do double bounce and full charge. That way it lands perfectly in the back and can deal some damage to them.
So, a nice double shock you can do that's kind of nice if you expect them to pick up the ultimate orb. You can get into this corner, and then you're first gonna shoot a 1 bar where you just aim at this leaf. And then you're gonna jump and do a tap while just aiming for this very opening between those 2 leaves. So it's gonna look like this.
Revealing area. Revealing area.
The second one is gonna land right after, but that's really not a big deal. And also I think that most people will back off this direction when they get hit by the first one, so you can actually maybe even trick them into getting hit directly by the second one as well.
Yeah, I'll use this one. Someone clip this and send it to Jonas.
Yeah.
It's kind of like... So you stand on the vent. You just stand on the vent by the wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like corner of shock dart HUD is like in this corner of this like wooden panel thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one is like you just aim in this light spot in the air. You just come down and then you 1 charge jump. So it's like
Okay.
2 charge, 1 charge jump right away, and it's at the same time. Someone's on it already. So I guess it's here. Maybe you want it here, but like this is normally...
So a really nice double shock that's kind of an anti-operator for top mid is to get on top of the middle of this one, and then you're gonna aim 1 full charged arrow right on the tip of this leaf, and then wait approximately 4 seconds and fire
into the
another one
unknown.
down here. So I'll show you. First, full charge,
Shock dart.
and then wait until the timer reaches 134 and do a 2 bar 1 bounce
Shock
here.
dart.
Oh, Brimstone main, kijk W.
Shock dart. Trick shot.
Told ya!
You're gonna stand in this corner and you place your crosshair at the bottom of this chimney. Like that, and you full charge.
Scanning ahead.
This lands on the bottom of the tree and reveals anyone backside and more of this line. However, it doesn't get you more info. So this one is good if you wanna maybe use your ultimate on site. That I've learned, and they've been very useful for me. If you are in 2v2 situation or 1v1, you can fake the other side and you just place your cursor on top of this vent to the left top corner like this, and you one bounce full charge.
Scanning ahead.
The arrow will go all the way on A side, and it even spots players if there would be anyone heaven, if they are on site, and it lands here, and most of the players will think that I am close in front of A, so they will all rotate and I get a free sight.
There's also a sky dart you can use to reveal between market and pizza here by going into this box and then just taking your diamond and aligning it in this little crevice right there, like this. There. Your right diamond, and then just full charge it.
Revealing area.
And it should land in the middle and reveal both pizza, market, and most of bottom middle here. There we go.
Aim right here and shoot there your recon.
Scanning ahead.
That way it's gonna reveal pretty much anyone who is holding
Right here.
close, and also people who are in market.
As a variation for B site, especially if they have an operator that aims from CT spawn, is to get on this corner here. And then you want to use the mouse icon. You see the mouse icon? Just put the dot of the mouse icon right into that frame there, like this, and do one bar.
Revealing area.
And this one's gonna hit the top right corner of this building.
Found them.
Attacking B, it's important to know if the enemy team is using the classic wallbang strat with Sova with Odin or not, because then you definitely need to play around it. But if they don't, then one of the arrows you can use is to just get on in the middle of this one like this, and then you want to put your left mouse click icon right next to this window frame, so right here, and do a one bar.
Revealing area.
And this one sees a lot of backside and even CT spawn. This was really good. However, if they play with a Sova up close, you need to have some sort of anti-wallbang arrow. So you have two options. You can either just aim for this tree here. The only problem with this one is that it's harder for you to get in position, but a teammate can play with you, so you can do this arrow for them.
Revealing area.
Or, if you need more time, you can get into the same corner, but look for this very small opening here and do a full charge one bounce.
Revealing
like
area.
this. And this one sees more of this side too, if they wallbang from this side. For just general pushing into B in terms of eco rounds or like just a general easy arrow, is just to aim for the tip of the giraffe's nose like
Revealing
this.
area.
This one scans pretty much everything here, and if they play close here, they really need to turn and aim upwards to shoot it.
B, there are 3 arrows which I use. First one, you just aim at this, at the top of this tree, at the highest point, and you full charge. Very simple, and this one is probably one of the best arrows, since it reveals most of the spots. Anyone who is here, market, and these stairs, and also the whole site. Arrow is you wanna stand in this corner, and you wanna find this wires, and there is this little connection in them, and you just aim below it, and you one bounce and full charge.
Revealing area.
This is one of the greatest arrows, and it reveals anything who is anyone who is spawned, more of this area, stairs, and also market. However, it doesn't get you info if there's anyone in the lane. Defending B, there are 2 arrows which I like to do. First one, I just simply aim between those 2 bricks, and I jump and left click like this. Anyone who already pushed in tunnels is gonna get spotted, and it's hard to break arrow, so they would have to turn around, and I usually spam with Odin or Ares this wall. Or if you wanna get more info, you just one bounce and full charge in the middle of this,
Revealing area.
and it lands in front of tunnels and get you info if they are coming short or if they are waiting here even. It depends if the arrows gets broken or not.
When playing B defense, we've all seen Sinatra do that with the Odin. It's very powerful. What you do is you can simply just shoot a recon dart right up in
Revealing area.
this window frame here and stand just slightly to the right of this animal and wallbang with any heavy penetration weapon. The only thing you need to watch is that this box cannot be wallbanged. So that is why you want to stay quite far right, because if you look when you walk out, this is where you should be, to the right of this animal, because then you get a better angle if they have started to push in. Because as soon as you start hitting the box, you're not gonna actually damage anyone.
The spike is already planted. What I like to do, and if I have my recon, I just shoot my recon right here. You full charge,
Revealing
and that way you can spam anyone through this wall once again, and it gets everyone to spawn and to market. Or you can do it on the other side as well, on top of this wall, like this,
Scanning ahead.
and works the same way as that one. Once again, you can spray through this wall.
The same one that you can hit from A short by standing here in this corner and then putting your charge bar line all the way up to where the yellow part ends of this lamp, like this, and then aim just to the left of the last metal bar and do a 1 bar.
Revealing area.
Just lands here. Also works as a wallbang arrow, but also reveals a lot here in B main. Okay, a nice arrow that lands on the lamp in top mid, found by M series. You get into this corner here, and then you place your drone icon right on top of this 5th brick, like that, just to the left of the corner, and do a 2 bar.
Revealing area.
Let's see. Got him. There's a pretty easy way to retake arrow on A. You just take your left charge bar and put it right here on this rooftop, so half of the diamond is filled with this roof, and just do 2 bars
Revealing
while
area.
standing in this corner. And it's gonna hit the back wall of the site and reveal everything there. You can do one that Sinatra showed me as well, where you just get into this corner here, and you just wanna create a line down from this one here and just aim right there. Do a full charge 1 bounce.
Revealing area.
And this one hits right here and reveals most of upper sight. And it's also really useful because you can still line it up even if you're smoked off, because they usually smoke here. Further up, then I would suggest doing this one where you just aim for the tree,
Revealing
especially if
area.
they're playing sight. This one reveals almost entire sight and is so good for wallbang, and it almost guarantees a pulse before they're able to shoot it.
Which I like to do, just stand next to this wall and find this steep area on this cloud, and you just place your crosshair in the middle and you free charge,
Revealing area.
and it lands perfectly on this wall, and you have time to get yourself in heaven, and then you can spray with it through this wall.
Standing middle, it's usually pretty straightforward because you can basically line of sight everything over the wall. But one pretty nifty one that I found is that if you line up this line here with this wall like this, you can just place your right charge bar like this right down in that corner, do a full charge 1 bounce.
Revealing
And
area.
this one should land on the curtain here. If you want to reveal more of top mid for possible wall bangs, you can get into this corner here, and then you see where this little thing creates like a T. You want to put your second charge bar line right into that one, creating a T like this. And a full charge 1
Revealing
bounce
area.
should land right on this lamp here.
Oh, Brimstone main. Kijk W.
Shot down. Trick shot.
Told ya! So you get into this corner here, and then you place your charge bar in the middle of this bottom window like that and do a 1 bar. And then you move down your diamond and just place it in the middle here and do another 1 bar. So this one is super easy to line up.
Revealing area. Revealing area.
There you go. When a cipher holds here, he usually stands behind the boathouse here. So you can make a double shock land right here because he usually just sits here and runs his own cam session with the camera up here. So, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna get right on top of this middle here. And then you're gonna use your bottom left HUD line for both lineups. Your bottom left HUD line is gonna be placed right there on that black spot, like this, and do a 2-bar. And then once again, you're gonna pull down until the bottom left HUD line hits the top of this yellow space on the lamp. And then you're gonna do a 1-bar plus 1 bounce. So it's gonna look like this. 2-bar,
Shock dart.
1-bar plus 1
Shock
bounce. And this is a very common spot to stand in. So if you plant in this corner, you can stand in here. You can align with that wall like that. And then there's a cross here. See that cross there? 1-bar, 1 bounce.
Revealing area.
Goes in the corner. That's gonna hit the corner right there. And you can also do the same by standing here, moving out till this one aligns, and then just tap in the top corner here.
Revealing area.
I think that works the same way. Yeah, it does. It does. This one is kind of juicy. You see this rooftop here, you're gonna aim for that and do a 2-bar and 2 bounce. And then right after, you're gonna do a 2-bar 1 bounce by aiming right where this line meets the window frame here. So right there. So it's gonna look like this. 2-bar 2 bounce, 2-bar 1 bounce.
Shock dart.
And those hit both right here. Back corner on B,
Right here.
you can do a double shock dart by first doing a 1-bar where you just put your crosshair right between these two pointy things, right under, like into the cloud like this. So not all the way up, but just down from where the cloud breaks. And the second one, you just want to place your left first charge bar on top of this corner like that, while standing here. That's gonna look like this.
Revealing area. Revealing area.
There you go. So a nice double shock for a default plant that was found by Mahi is to stand in this corner here. You just aim for this wooden piece first with a 1-bar 1 bounce, and then do a tap arrow after on this corner. So it's gonna look like this.
Shock dart. Shock dart.
Okay. So a defensive double shock for the attacker that peeks here in B main. You stand here and you aim at this dark spot. You turn around and you aim at the bottom right corner of this brick. Do a 2-bar double bounce. And then you turn around and you just do a click and bounce while aiming at the middle of this line here. It's gonna look like this.
Also, if the enemies are pushing and I hear them, you can do this shock dart, just bounce it off this window. This is where, if they are close to pushing, you can do it. It depends how you wanna bounce it off. You can do it a little bit further. That way it's gonna let more in the back, but you get the point. This is also a great way how to deal a lot of damage to them.
So we finally found a double shock dart for the orb in B main. You walk into this line here, then you place your left charge bar diamond right above the corner of this green box, just a little bit over like this. Do a double bounce full charge, then you turn around and you aim for this very corner and do a click and bounce. So it's gonna look like this. Full charge, click and bounce.
If I'm in clutch situation and I'm on spawn, I just do this arrow. I just bounce it off this wall, 1 bounce and full charge.
Shock dart.
Super simple and deals so much damage and can get a free kill as well.
I would definitely go for this one if you have time, where you go into this corner and then you place your crosshair in the middle of this window and do a 2-bar 1 bounce, followed by a full charge double bounce where you aim right here. So you see this dot, you just follow the line out here. Or you can use your first charge bar line and just place it right under this dot if that helps you more. So it looks like this. 2-bar 1 bounce,
Shock dart.
double bounce full charge.
Shock dart.
There you go. And you can take your charge bar, connect it to this window frame like that, and do 1 bar 1 bounce.
Revealing area.
And that's also gonna hit right there. A double shock for a B default from CT spawn. You get into this wall here, and then you see this box. You go backwards until this box just disappears like that. So the good thing about this one is you can still use it even though it's smoked, because they usually smoke off here, and that was the problem with the old lineup. So first you do a 1 bar where you place your first charge bar line right under this corner like this and do a 1 bar. And then you do a 1 bar 1 bounce by aiming at this top right corner here. So it's gonna look like this. Boom. So, another shock dart for the guy that peeks from mid link up to mid cubby / A short. You get into the same spot as the other ones here. You do a 1 by 1 bounce while your top right corner is put right here. Like that. 1 by 1 bounce. And second one, you do a 1 by 1 bounce while aiming at this corner here. It's gonna look like this. There we go. So a double shock for this corner here that sometimes people camp in. It's a pretty sneaky way of shooting it here. You get into the same spot as the other ones. Here, back towards the wall, into this line. First one, you do a 1 bar with your top right corner into here. And then do a 1 bar while aiming in the middle of this window. So it's gonna land on his head pretty much. There you go. So a fast double shock for a Sabrosa spot that works really well if you're smoked off, or if you do it at the start of the round. Just place the arrow under your shock dart mouse button icons right on that corner there, like this, and do a 1 bar. And then do a 2 bar 1 bounce while aiming for the top right corner of this square here. So it's gonna look like this.